Good morning, dear children. As you can see on your screen, our topic for today is from your English grammar book, chapter 7, 8, and 9, tenses, simple tense, continuous tense, and also perfect tense. So, first of all, let me give you a short introduction to tense. So, what is actually tense? It denotes the time an action takes place. So, tense usually tells us about the time. Time means whether it was done in the past, it is done in the present, or it will be done in the future. So, these times means when an action is done, that time is denoted, is described, is told to us by a tense only. So, we all have learned sentences, kind of sentences, right? So, if I ask what is a sentence, what is it made up of, what will you answer me? A sentence is made up of subject plus verb plus object, right? So, we know subject, we know verb, we know object. Now, what is verb? Verb is something that tells us about the action. So, here in tense, verb is very important. Verb, how many forms of verb are there? 3 forms, right? So, in that way, we are going to learn tense. So, I recommend you to sit in a room where nobody is there and listen to this video very carefully, because tense is very important and it is a really important part for your grammar, so that it will help you to speak English in a very proper manner. So, first of all, we'll see tense chart. Yes, like in mathematics, we are having so many rules, so many formulas, and you have learned table also, right? If I say 2 into 8 is equals to what? You will directly say 16. Why? Because you have by hearted it. If you do not know the table 2 into 8 is equals to 16, what will you do? You will count 2 8 times. 2 2 plus 2 4, 4 plus 2 6, like that. In that manner you'll have to count it, and it will be very difficult. But if you have remembered it, 2 into 8 is equals to 16, so what will happen? You will just say it directly. So in that same manner, for tense also there is a chart. If you remember these formulas, nothing, never you can make a mistake in tense. So here in this tense chart I have taken 3 forms. First is simple form, progressive form, which is also known as continuous form, and perfect form of 3 time period, that is present, past and future. So let us begin with present tense. So present tense, in first we will see the simple tenses of all 3 parts: simple present, simple past and simple future. So what is this formula for simple present? First form plus s or es. So here in this chart, dear children, this thing which is written before that will come subject, and after this formula will come the object, means subject plus first form plus e or es or es plus object. Now first form, what do you understand by first form? Here it is indicating first form of verb. Now if I ask you to make a sentence on simple present, and if you know the formula, that the formula for simple present is subject plus first form of verb plus s or es plus object. So how can you make? Supposingly I took subject as I or she. I took subject as she. Now after she, what I need to add? I need to add first form of verb. So I take eat. She eat. Now after that we have to add either s or es. So with eat, what do you think will come? Yes, s will come. So it will be she eats apple, right? Very simple. So if you know the formula, very easily you can make a sentence in whichever manner it is asked, whether simple present, simple past or simple future. For simple past, second form of verb. So I took subject as he. Now verb ka second form eat. Eat second form is ate. He ate food. Object I have taken as food. So he ate food. And then future form. In future, what will you do? You will either put will or shall. So how you will make? I shall drive cars, or we shall drive cars, or you will drive cars, or they will drive cars. So in this way you can make sentence. So let's see simple tenses. Now we use the simple tense for simple present. I am telling you, present simple, usually we use this tense uh, to say something that is always or generally true. Now, what is usually true? The earth is round, it is true, right? So, usually we use it to say something which is true, or the sun sets in the west. Okay, and also it is used to describe something that has been happening for a long period of time and it is still continuing. I live in Bilaspur means I am living in Bilaspur since very long. Now also I live in Bilaspur and I'll continue to live in Bilaspur. So it is used to describe something that has been happening for a long period of time and is still continuing to happen. Simple present tense is also used to refer to something that happens regularly or to something that somebody does habitually, means habit. Now I told you that it tells us simple present, it tells us what is generally true and it also tells about habit. Now what habit? A dog barks. Now it is actually a habit of dog, it will definitely bark only. What else it can do? So a dog barks. He travels a lot. Somebody is a traveler, so what is his job? His job is traveling, so definitely he will travel. So it is his habit also, so he travels a lot. Okay, now we'll see, next is simple past tense. Now when do we use simple past tense? We use simple past tense to refer an action that has already been completed in the past. Now something happened in past, it is already completed in past, that is being denoted by simple past tense. It rained yesterday. Yesterday it rained and it stopped also. That particular phenomena is totally completed, it is settled down. So now I am telling you that it rained yesterday. So it helped to tell us about that action that already has been completed in the past. It is also used to indicate a habitual action in the past. Now what is habitual action? For example, as a young man I trekked a lot. So supposingly, I suppose this man here is very old and he is telling that when he was young he used to trek a lot. As a young man I trekked a lot. My father always played golf on Sundays, means it was his habit trekking, it was his father's habit to play golf, so he always played golf on Sundays. Now next is simple future tense. Now what do we use simple future tense for? We use it in order to say what we think or know will happen in the future. Now it is if I said that we know what will happen in future, it does not mean that we specifically know what is going to happen, whether the world is going to end, whether the aliens are going to attack the earth tomorrow. No, I do not mean that. I mean that something I know about myself, something I know about my relative, that I shall swim tomorrow. Suman will visit next week. My father is going to Raipur tomorrow. So in this manner, what I know about future, what I know about tomorrow, that I can tell with simple future tense. Do you understood? What did I just explain to you right now? So it is your chapter 7, simple tense. So how what did we learn here? Simple present, simple past and also simple future, right? Now we'll move forward to continuous tense. Now what is continuous tense? First of all, we'll look for present continuous tense. Now very important thing, let me tell you, the first thing which we saw in the chart, it was the chart we saw, some formulas were there. So whenever it is a continuous form, which form of verb you will use? In every, whether it is present, whether it is past, whether it is future, In continuous form, there will be always first form of verb. First form of verb plus ing. Okay, the supporting verb, the helping verb, they'll be keep on changing, but the main verb which we'll be using will be always first form of verb plus ing in continuous form. So continuous, by word continuous itself we can understand that something which is continuing, which is in continuation. Okay, so first of all, present continuous tense. For what purpose it is used? Present continuous tense is used to describe an action that is happening now. Now present is now, here, right now. Continuous means it is being continuing, means from the word itself it is clear that something, the action which is continuing right now, that is happening now at the time of speaking, is known to be as present, at present continuous form. So let me give you an example that I am speaking right now. I am making a video for you. So I am doing it in the present time, right? So, and I am actually doing it. I am continuing to make the video. So it is present continuous form. Your father asked you, where is your brother? You said he is playing inside the room, or he is sleeping. So in present you spoke to him, you told him the answer, you gave him the answer, and your brother is sleeping means he is continuing to sleep. If he is playing, he is continuing to play, right? So in that manner you use present continuous tense. You also use present continuous tense to describe an action that has been going on over a period of time, including the present, but may not be happening at the time of speaking. Now, supposingly, I asked you, what do you do in your free hours? So what will you answer me? I am learning Arabic. I am learning to swim. Means you are not doing it right now, but actually in present days you are actually doing it. You are doing it for a long period of time, including the present. Means you have started to learn Arabic, you have started to learn swimming, and till now you are doing it. So in that way you can also use present continuous form. You can use it for an action that is going to place in the near future. Means your mother asked you, now you have completed your homework, what are you going to do? So you will tell, I am going to watch TV, or I am going to listen to some songs. So near future, what you are going to do in present day, that you will explain it to you through present continuous tense. So what is the formula for present continuous tense? Subject plus am or is or are plus first form of verb plus ing plus object. So ing will always come for continuous tense, whether it is present, past or future, with first form of verb. Okay, now next in continuous tense is past continuous tense. Now in past continuous tense, what you will do, it is actually used to describe an action going on at a point of time or over a period of time in the past. Means in the past you were doing something that you are going to tell in past continuous tense. Supposingly, your friend came to your house, knocked at your door, you were sleeping, you opened the door, and then your friend screamed that I am knocking the door for a very long time. What were you doing? So, what were you doing in the past? What were you doing? What will you say? I was sleeping. Right? Now you are awake. But in the past, now which is already gone, the time which is gone, in that past, what you were doing? You were sleeping. So in this manner, what you did, you described an action which happened, actually which was going on at a point of time in the past, right? So past continuous tense is also used to describe an action that was in progress when another action took place. Now it overlaps with two action. How you will describe? When I met him, he was baking cakes. Now two things are there, two actions are there. First you met him, and when you met him, when he was baking cake. So it is in past, but that time he was doing something, right? To describe an action that was in progress when another action took place. Okay, so usually in this sentences which I just told you, in that verb in the past continuous tense is describing some longer actions. Okay, and I believe that you understood what is past continuous tense. Okay, now next we are going to see future continuous tense, overlapping action. Now what is future continuous tense and what is the formula for future continuous tense? So formula for future continuous tense is subject plus will be plus which form of verb? Yes, first form of verb plus ing plus object. So when do you use future continuous tense? You use future continuous tense to denote an action that will be in progress at some time in the future. Just remember this thing, that whenever it is continuous, there is a progress in that work, there is continuation in this work, whether it is in present, whether it was in past, whether it will be in future. The work should be going on. I was sleeping, you were sleeping, and you continue to sleep in the past. I will be eating means you will start eating and you will continue to eat. Okay, in present, I am going to listen to song, or I am reading a book. I am reading a book and I'll continue to read a book, right? So in future, to denote an action that will be in progress at some point in the future, whether after 1 hour, whether tomorrow, whether day after tomorrow, next week, next year. So for example, grandfather will be eating at our home, right? So it is in future, means grandfather will be coming and he will be eating at our home. It is also used to denote future events that are planned. Now how? The cabinet will be announcing the next plan. Something which is already planned will be told in the future. So in this way you use future continuous tense. So first thing we learnt was simple tense, then we learnt about continuous tense. Now we are going to learn about perfect tense. Now what is perfect tense? The perfect tense actually shows that action that has already been completed. Now perfect tense, it shows us, it tells us about the action that has already been completed. Actually the word perfect itself means completed. Okay, now there are three things, there means three times: present, past and future. Okay, so the present perfect tense tells us that an action is complete with respect to the present. Okay, the past perfect tense tells us that an action took place before another action in the past, means Mala had left before I reached the office. Had left is past, I reached the office is also past, but had left is perfect past, means Mala had left, already left, completed, her leaving has completed before I reached the office, simple past. So in this way you will be using past perfect tense. The future perfect tense talks about an action that will occur in the future before some other action, means I will have arrived before you come home. Two actions are going to happen. First, somebody is going to arrive and another person is also going to come home, but the first person is going to reach home before the second person does. I will have arrived before you come home. So in this way you will be using future perfect tense. Now let us learn it in a detailed manner. Present perfect tense. So the formula I told you for perfect forms, what form of verb will be used? For present, past and future, for all three timings, third form of verb will be used. Only the helping verb will be changed. So for present perfect form, the formula is subject plus have or had, subject plus have or has plus third form of verb plus object. So the present perfect is used to indicate that an action has been completed just now or a little while ago. Just now or a little while ago, but it is actually completed. It tells us about the completion of a work. Example, the sun has risen a while ago. The sun is subject, has, then plus verb ka third form, that is risen, plus object a while ago. The sun has risen a while ago. Past perfect tense is also used to express an action whose time is not given and is not definite. For example, we have known her to be very helpful. And also it is used to describe a past event when we think more about its effect on the present. I have broken my glass means somebody has broken glass. It has been broken in the past, but at present it is having the effect. If I wear glass and if I have broken my glass, it will be very difficult for me in the present to read and to write, right? So because I have broken my glass, I cannot see properly. So it is in present, right? So it is perfect, present perfect tense. Next, we are going to see about past perfect tense. So past perfect tense, we use it to denote an action completed before a given point of time. This moment or point of time may be indicated or may be understood. For example, I had completed my training by noon. So I subject had plus third form of verb completed my training by noon. So a work is already been completed. Now we will see about future perfect tense. Now what is future perfect tense? What is the formula for it? Subject plus will have plus third form of verb plus object. So the future tense is used to refer to the completion of an action by a certain time in the future. So perfect tense is only telling us about the completion of work, whether it is done in near present, near past or near future. The tense is normally used with a time expression beginning with by, such as by that time, by then or by next week. So some example, by next week we shall have reached an agreement regarding the factory, or they will have completed the assignment by next summer. So you will be using that formula, and along with the formula will be followed by a word that is by, expression that is that will begin with by that time means I will have reached my home by next week. I will have completed my homework by an hour, by that time, by then. In this way you will be using future perfect tense. So dear children, this is about tense. So we came to know, we learnt in this lesson, 3 lessons we did, 7th, 8th, 9th, simple tense, continuous tense and also perfect tense. So the formulas also we saw. What is the formula for it? We saw what is tense, that it denotes the time or an action takes place, whether it was sometime in future, past or present, right? Then we saw the tense chart. After that we saw all the simple kind of tenses, whether present, past or future. Then we saw about continuation, and then we learnt about the perfect tense. So dear children, just go through your book once. In your grammar book everything is there. Just go through these chapters and try to understand by listening what I told you, what I just explained. Try to understand what these letters, these examples, these explanations means. The whatever is written in this chapter, just go through that once, so you can just match it with what I explained to you, and you can try to understand it on your own. It will be very helpful for you, because just by listening to my this video, I do not think that it will be enough for you. You need to learn on your own, because grammar and especially tense, it is easy also but very confusing as well. So you need to learn it again and again so that you can be perfect in everything. So I believe that you understand what I am trying to explain here. Just go through your chapters one again, and after going through the chapter, just go through this video again, and also I'll be sending you all the notes regarding related to these chapters. In any doubt, just note down your questions. We'll be having Q&A sessions with you every week, thrice I think. So that time you can ask us questions whenever that week is assigned for tense. I believe you understand what I just said. So until then, until we meet again, take care.